大家晚上好。先看一下有没有声音。好，有声音。嘿，先来跟大家打个招呼。Esther 姐、小狼犬、福茶、认认、深色芹菜糕、柠檬巴、雷沃、古丁。代机感谢姐晚上好，认认晚上好，菜糕晚上好，古丁晚上好。好，王王生，看波哇。那么我们就开始继续。在车前晚上好，柠檬爸晚上好。继续上一次的，我们已经解了第一个跟第二个结局。我看他的结局顺序应该是依照你救下来的人的。普查晚上好，雷沃晚上好，你救下来的人的数量来排的。然后依照你技师那边讲的，应该集满4个名牌去跟神做问答的，应该是最后一个结局吧。谢谢晚上好。所以我们第3个结局到底是怎么样？探探晚上好。反正先把现在能解的结局先解一解吧。再高玩，好，谢谢。小峰晚上好。我在想说第3个结局会不会是一样是要从下水道逃出去，只是要带着大家一起从下水道逃，不对，那个应该叫蓄水池才对。可是这样子要怎么做啊？因为如果你跟圣地拉直接讲的话，好像是会提议快点跑的。不过还是得先跟他对个话，不然我们那个自杀的还没救到，所以我觉得这一轮应该是有一些结局，应该结局3应该是跑不，对，我觉得结局3应该跑不到了，要先把自杀的那一位救下来才行。所以至少还要再经过一轮，所以我们这一轮的话，应该要先武器铺老板要先跟他讲，那个人不会再骚扰他了，然后要把老好人推去选举真地啦。要谈？你是谁？那个这个是圣地拉，然后他是被让我们解的第一个结局2是那个执政官把他女儿绑在这边的。
I'm Centella. I found a way out through the gate of horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key. Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us
就是我
outside.
们要从
The
蓄水
only
池那边
problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate.
唯一的
and
钥
he has
匙
the
在执政官那
only
边。
key. I don't know. He said the gods are on his
哦，
side
对，
because they don't want us
那个
to
因为
escape
这个游
either.
戏是用上古卷轴的模组去做出来的，所以你看起来很游戏是很正常的，对，因为它就是用它的模组做出来的。
Sentius, my adoptive father.
等下，养父，
Furies help me. I'll castrate
他居然是
and
养父，不是
crucify
神
him.
父哦。
I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me, and we can escape together. There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say? What? No. You can't just leave me here. How can you be so heartless?
不，那虎人跟亚龙的脖子都没有进来。 毕竟是在现实的，以现实为考量去做出来的的剧本，所以应该不会放进来啦。感觉很痛，毕竟不是淹掉，他是把他的脖子抹掉。
I hate you. Your bag. There's no time. What? It's no use. You're making a mistake.
好了，先把它丢在这边吧。然后这边应该直接跳到水里是没关系的。但是说从高处往下掉的时候，其实会有点，我是会有点晕啊。其实是这种游戏。黄金法则。对，现在是贵人是。哦，那个武器店老板。我们的目的是要尽量救越多人越好，所以这一次要采取的行动应该是，我想想，把那个工具人、老好人推去选举，所以我们要先做一些前置作业。等下这一轮有来得及吗？我觉得说不定要等下一轮，没关系，先试，加减试。首先去跟铁匠部说事情解决了。
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff. Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. What demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it?
啊，虎人跟龙人吗？如果是说上古卷轴的话，我比较喜欢虎人那边。
Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out. Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him. Nice to talk to you.
好的，接下来还有什么任务？我看一下，长久之计啊，乌尔皮乌斯已经自杀了，来不及救。希腊名牌唯一的 George Woods， 希腊，埃及，我觉得埃及来不及了。上次我们一个不小心，加列里乌斯要那一个坏心的纵火犯先被先退出选举才可以。George Woods， 乔治乌斯哦，乔治乌斯是那个台风师。
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like
哦，
Anna.
他看到我背后的黄金弓了。
So you survived the system. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
再拿一次钥匙。
Did you just leap into my
没有，这
villa
次
from
是
the
开门
balcony
进来的。
100 feet above? That was Either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win? So, it finally caught up with me. I suppose that makes you, what, one of Nero's assassins? Are you going to kill me? Oh, so much work and money.
哦，原来也可以这样子释放
Well, if I do it,
其他人
you
哦
let me live?
真的不是。
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal and release those two from debt bondage. There, you got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa
可
and
是那
never
个
speak to
这
me
已经
again.
自杀了，下一轮会不会直接然后长久之计不是有德之人。这个盖住，合法的吗？应该是合法的、啊，毕竟黄金法则没有被触发，应该是合法的。我刚刚改变了这个。是这边吗？哦，对，这边。工具人不在这边。啊，每次只要有一堆黄金像的地方，就会比较卡一点。至少以合理的条件去要求别人退出选举，好像是可以的。哦，麦略、勒斯、因故退出今日的选举，对，卡卡的。
Emptyer will be re-elected magistrate by default.
然后老实人跑哪去了？老实人。角色的行踪没有掌握好，会有点小麻烦。现在好累个。等一下。上面是什么？这边居然有钱！日落之前，那我们要快点找到那个。然后人家可以了，名牌可能要下一轮，好卡哦。往上上，ありがとう。是这边吗？啊，对，这边。真的是。他那头转的时候，那咯哩咯哩的声音，有的时候听久了真的是有点 没有很舒服。不是这边，这边。
I'm guessing that Promethean fire's not for sale.
I saw you slide down that rope before. Very impressive. And strange. Oh, of course. Anyway, What? How did you know? Oh, I see. We talked about it in a previous loop, didn't we? Well, what did she say? Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life.
跟他讲，他还是会再讲一次话的事情。
Thank you so much. I wish there was. All I can do is tell. Thank you, friend. But in the rock tunnel near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the. Unfortunately, one of those golden hunter statues. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might be a. He did? Oh, I'll let Equitia know I'll be running. All right, friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind. What now? All right.
然后还有选举，工具人真的是超级相信我的。
Don't you just love springtime?
Not that it's any of your business. All right.
哦，这一个没办法拉票。
Oh, hello there, partner. I'm glad you're here. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright, you know, but when I opened it, you were gone. Partner, I swear, this is just a misunderstanding. Look,
他跟我说他是开玩笑，只是跟恶作剧而已。
Fine. It's a credit to you that you're able to see the humour in all of this. Now, can I help you with something? Sentius, I suppose. Stability is always good for business. Yeah? And what's he going to do for me? He's nothing. Certainly, for a few thousand denarii. Nothing illegal about it.
又不犯法。
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything? Very well. Another time.
那可以买票吗？等一下，我花多，我还剩多少钱？我要2000多。可是买票是不是只有这一轮啊？这一轮是不是要再重新付一次？应该不至于啊，有一些你有帮过他的，应该是可以直接请他投票给那个。小叶子晚上好。贿赂不犯法，对，至少我们知道贿赂不犯法。个叮叮叮，白花花的影子。我想想看，接下来还有谁？哦，那个，不是晚上好。
You again.
你菲乌斯。
Sentius, military man, knows what he's doing. No.
好的，这个也没办法。哎，等下，工匠呢？工匠呢？我觉得我是不是太慢了？
Citizen.
票数过关就行了。
You again. See you around.
感觉来不及，糟糕糟糕！应该说真的要拉票的时候，又不晓得人跑哪去了。哦，找到了。
Greetings and salutation. Greetings. I'm Georgius. My friend, you're Galerius. Did you? But of course.
大家投给下第五支，所以2票。还有应该还没开始集合，可是我不晓得哪些人在哪里，要去拉票才行。这次怎么那么钝？
Citizen.
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor. The water they have
Wonder how much
lost.
one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Salve.
现在是2、3工匠。 哦，那个角斗士，我觉得角斗士会听我的吗？
That's quite an impressive bow you have there.
So you survived the cistern. Probably. What now?
哇！糟糕，来不及了！啊，那下一轮了吧？来不及把那个关起来的人救出来了。哇，糟糕！ 感觉上来不及了。我看一下未知的名牌，长久之计。任务其实快没了。忤逆的任务，起源点，创造一个时间备援，这个2个已经都弄出来了。找出最有可能打破黄金法则的人，并报复圣地无私。好，我先去看看跟他姐姐讲话，姐姐吗？对，应该是姐姐。来得及吗？反正他们选举还有一阵子。Cindy 啊，现在不能。
I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here.
哦，现在已经来不及了，对，这一轮来不及了。糟糕糟糕，那我们只能去看一下结局，然后就离开了。楼上有人。 哦，对，这边有楼上。哦，我把瓶子当成人了。好的。手电筒是我们在回到过去之前就已经带在身上的东西。快一点，对， 就是穿越之前带回来的东西。它是唯一刚来的时候我们身上带的东西，因为如果我们选的是刚开始的初始职业是士兵的话，会带的一把10个子弹的，对，10个子弹的那个手枪。早上全晚上好。哇，我们先去看一下结果。这个是投给执政官，这个我不晓得。这个已经买过来了。这个是投给老好人。啊，这个是投给执政官，所以现在唯一的变数应该就是工匠了。
As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots, and candidates will abstain from voting.
哎，这样小都是不会来哎。
As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Galerius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
Citizens, you have made your decision. But it seems we have a draw. In the absence of a clear consensus, Sentius shall continue as acting magistrate until a new election is held 1 month from today.
My fellow citizens, today you have sent me a message, and I want you to know I have heard it loud and clear. I vow to spend the next month winning back your trust. Thank you for this opportunity, and may the gods watch over you.
You, a new arrival, whatever your name is, you're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes cap-at-murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Shut up and let the magistrate speak.
Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wait, I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her.
到最后一定会出事。
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is, a children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
别，好了，该跑了。立即行跑法。哇！好的，那么这一轮应该可以成功把那个被关起来的人救出来吧？大概。没了。再来一轮。好的，先跟老好人讲话吧。
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
我想想，我要先把 去救人。我还没拿到上部蓄水池的钥匙，对，还没。
Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. Poor Virgil.
然后柳树皮公司。
All right, got it.
Oh.
All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
要是把学员变成黄金的话，没办法，你应该说要变成黄金是可以啊，只是我们就会再重新来一轮了。
Are you? You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
OK， 还要办的事情变多了，变超多了。然后刚刚我们贿赂的那个人根本就没对，我不确定。刚刚我们贿赂的那个人有投票给我们要的候选人吗？
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern.
超忙，对，超忙。工具人这波999，给我99，他真的是超忙的。好，我们先去救治他的那个。
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
黄金宫，现在拿钱吧。嘿，这里有钱可以拿。酒真是越来越多了。然后我记得这边有一个鹅蛋可以变成黄金的。变成金质的鹅蛋看起来很值钱。NPC 应该还在跑。然后我看看，那我先去找那个准备要自杀的。 把人救下来。
Salve, Ruffius. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
A treatment? Really?
Thank God. Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
然后来这边捡弓箭，重复的东西就别拿了。好的，接下来看看，先去救自杀的人。不对，先找工匠。
Ah, a new face. So I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. Welcome back.
你打罐头给谁，他就会跳掉。哦，因为我还没让那个。
A golden bow, just like feeling all right. That's a shame.
然后债务方面可以跟人家讲了。
Sorry, I'm
Was there something you... All right.
哦，还没。
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Citizen.
他现在是要跑去哪边？
Good news, Ulpius. Malleolus has agreed to release you and Yulia from your debts.
What? Are you messing with me?
I wouldn't do that. You're both free.
We're free. We're free. Thank you. It seems fortune smiles on us after all.
结果2000块就用不到了。
I'd better go and pay a
这
visit
到
to
人了。
Yulia immediately.
至少他帮我们把人救回来了，而且变成其实事情都是他做的。嗯，叫我吗
Name's Rufius. Better watch. See you.
哦，跟我说小心脚下。
Set foot in that villa.
A golden bow.
What?
Just like
How?
Apollo and Diana.
Galerius arranged it somehow.
Really? That's incredible.
做的事情变成家电礼物是做的了。
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Shalom, friend. You mean where am I from and all that?
哦，这一位还没好好的聊过。
But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family. Romanized
这
my
个是好
name
的，
and spent
算是
most of
好
my
的，
life in the
因为我
Jewish
们
district
我
of
们就是想要让那个
across the
好人
Tiber
当
from the
选
main
嘛，
city.
让好人当
That's
选。
where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river, and I, listening to my inner contrarian, ran the other way. Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos, full of people with all their belongings in carts and brigands preying on them. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3
为了救人
opportunists.
死掉吗？
So I picked up a branch from the side of the road and went to defend them. I can only assume they got the better of me because the next thing I
你
knew,
死掉了。
I was waking up in a forest, by a river not far from here, with no memory of how I got there. It's strange though, because I still had my purse on me. Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river, but not take my coins? A lot of good it did me, and that family. I sometimes wonder what happened to them. I don't. But even if I did, I'm not going anywhere. I have unfinished business. Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking about theology, law, and collective punishment, so I guess you're looking for a pithy summary? You remind me of an old story from my people about Hillel the Elder. He was approached by a Gentile and asked to explain the entire Torah while he stood on one foot. Obliging, he replied, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another. That is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Go and learn." Of course, what I want to know is, what kind of a god sees a young woman abducted and does nothing about it? Not my god. That's for sure. Thanks. I just wish there was a way to find out. Galerius. He saved my life. I have a Well, all right, friend.
好的。
May Apollo keep you safe.
这一轮的话，你是要叫我注意脚下的吗
You again.
You again. 我要走了。
See you around.
See you around. 然后 是不是他在擦墙壁的时候讲那个
Welcome back. Galerius, definitely.
No?
He put an end to the notes and
单票
graffiti I've been receiving.
应该是
All right. Nice to talk.
啊，对，所有事情都变成 Galerius 做的，而不是我做的了。所以大家就会选择去投给他。接下来我想一下还有什么
Isn't the great temple majestic?
哦，对，是
Shalom. All right, friend.
等一下，还有有德之人。这样子的话，我已经找到，对。然后圣地拉被绑架这件事情，要去跟他姐姐讲一下。吗？哦，先来跟戴利姆斯讲一下。
I went and did as you asked, and it worked.
It worked.
How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already... You're toying with me,
哦
right?
这句话讲好几次了。
You're a bit like Sisyphus.
Oh, Sisyphus.
Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus was a Greek king. A long time, he was forced to push a great boat, forcing him to start over. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the Tantalus was made to grasp a fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they are. Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend. So, I'll tell you what. Oh, and I'm in the running for magistrate. Feeling... Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversation...
No.
Salve again, my sister. Now. All right, friend.
然后我看看花的事情好像已经这样子的话，我是不是应该直接强制执行
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Don't believe a word they tell. 哦，他说那个女老板跟那个被我要求退选的那一个恶霸，应该是指他们两个吧？穿不过去。它本身就是黄金香水，不能再黄金化了。那么这一轮，我觉得要先等一下哦，有德之人。先捡钱，但是我觉得钱应该已经没有用了，不是以防万一。多多益善，而且这边还有弓箭。接下来我看看，就跟女治师讲要先举行投票了吧？嗯。
How'd you do? Hello there, friend. May I say, that is... Are you well, stranger? Have you been out in the sun too? Sentius, I suppose.
Sentius.
Yeah? Certainly. For a few found. Well, that's a shame. Sentius. Yeah? Certainly. Nothing illegal about it? Well, that's a Very well.
好的，所以他应该就是这样了。
Oh, shiny.
Oh, shiny.
Salve and welcome. Need something? All right. Thanks again.
还是要趁现在先拿一些名牌，然后时间到了再让他们投票就好。趁现在拿名牌好了。
Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me.
Georgius.
My friend. Galerius. Did you know he saved the life of my young friend Fabi? But of course. And in a city full of Romans, you are asked. My name is Georgius, yes.
这个还讲过，就是他叫乔治欧斯，可是罗马人都特意的把他叫成乔治欧斯。就跟宙斯被他们叫成杜比特一样。然后 Hades 被叫成 Pluto。
I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the names? Do they want credit for me? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, but my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek
你想知道谁偷走了一个古希腊名字那句叫手脚不干净的文玩吗？从古希腊文物中偷来的，正是杜利。女方手上包括的是右肩的颜色属于哦，所以还是要救杜利才行。所以我要把杜利救出来才会拿到希腊的名牌，所以现在我们先去之前的那个地下通道吧。之前准备要辩论到一半就直接进入审判环节，真的是趁早先来，因为我们应该可以找得到的，我们找得到的那个会投给老好人的，应该都已经投了。应该都已经找到了3票。来的，埃及名牌。问这个
a visitor.
Oh, a visitor.
Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here? Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know. But first, a request. I've been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with someone. Let us find out this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the golden rule? Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time. Me in a friendly Socratic dialogue. Good enough for me. Now let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here...
如果你平时有难以判断事情的是非，现在有了黄金法则的自由，就一定更困难了。
Well, that's reassuring.
那你觉得不止你一个？
You're not alone. You see out there in the
人们并不需要真正分辨正与邪的区别，因为犯错不会带来严重的后果。但有谎言破坏规则，对邪视而不见。说谎是自诩为好人，道德是更重要的。
The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree? That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct? Which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing.
不止一个正确体系，我觉得不行。道德体系能不止一个正确的体系
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet? So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually?
因为每个人会判断是非的标准其实不一样的。只遵循集体的，必须自行判断是与非吗
？Good. Never discourage anyone who
给那些努力学习等波的人，不管他们一定能做。
Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? You are an overthinker too, but if you struggle, well, that's reassuring. You see out, so we would, but under the so. That is an excellent. So let me. How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that in some cases they offer different conclusions about what is right and wrong. If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
正确的道德体系。道德体系的正确性取决于所在群体的法律与习俗。
You know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus, a scribe from among my people who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead. He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this, Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another. I take it you're in agreement? Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe there is nothing wrong with such conduct?
对那个部落的人来说，这样是毫无问题。
Disturbing. And while I do not agree with you, at least you would have the support of Herodotus. My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast.
在生者当中，没有谁知道是与非的。
Surely you would agree there are circumstances
然后
where an
防止
exception may be
更
made,
坏的情况的时候，
such as
对
where it is
确实
necessary for self-defense or to prevent a greater evil. For any rule, you can imagine there are countless situations in which that rule may be suspended, and those situations are impossible to codify. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached, because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs. Life under tyranny is no utopia at all. I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions. You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story. I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could.
天晚上和一个小教官一个被小兵应该是被干掉了吧？读书人想跟人家辩论，可是人家有武力值比你高，就把你干掉了。
I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain.
所以他应该是好几轮之前活下来的人。
So I began looking for a place to hide underground.
他并不是头一个在这边的。
Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny. They are one and the same.
罗马讲
The
布鲁特
Romans call him
他的同胞叫他 Hades，
Long before that,
哲学家也是。
people called him Hades. My generation was wiped out, turned to gold many years ago.
红代人多年
My
前大
friends
年
and I
头
were
化作
able
黄
to
金，
avoid the same
我在这里
fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that
哦，
his
所以那
friends hadn't
些
finished the job.
黄金雕像
and he'd send
女
them
猎手的
after
黄金雕像就是复仇人形。
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake,
哦，
that Hades would hear you.
地上的世界说出我名，就算你是不信海底是还是有可能好的。
I'm afraid I am the only one left.
啊，陆续剧不是现在是在像你们在 Limbo 会去世吗？
My friends passed away. Some from
哦，营养不
malnutrition.
良哦，所以还是有可能死掉啊。对对对，毕竟那个前面的那个就是上吊死的。
Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago,
不是，
I'd not seen another person in many, many years. Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first
仙女可以提
challenge
供
is
大部分的营养。哦，
Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the
Hades
nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are
的
Greek
确啊，听
people
布鲁特
nearby,
听起来有点
I
像。
surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in
哦，
the
希腊人会
temple
聚在上面的时候，
The greater challenge is the isolation.
哦，所以神庙里面贡品是你拿走的。
Both sides. But like so many things in life,
最后
arguments
有
are
个伴
better
教，对。
with a partner. As you wish.
As you wish.
Ha! If I did, would I be living like this? Did we not discuss it at length already?
对他偷吃祭品是他，从房间背
You
上面
seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription.
Yes.
It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you, if Kabash had not already taken it. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to the city, it was once entirely Greek.
哦，所以这边我觉得是默认的，毕竟他们祭祀的是那一个让我们循环的神，那个神也希望可以把人来这边把这边改建，就是博尔塞福涅，博尔塞福涅应该是刻意让他们让因为哈迪斯由布鲁特取代。
And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest,
了解。
decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away from the temple and hid them here.
复仇女神的神庙中藏起来，避免落入。
I'm getting to that. You see, it was among these old Greek relics that I found the thing you seek. An even older plaque carrying an Egyptian inscription. We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
沿着克巴神的足迹前进。有些东西以剑为实，带上这个钥匙你会需要它的。哦吼。
I enjoyed our chat, but please keep my presence here a secret. Yes.
好的，我会的。好的，所以这边四通八达的。 买的呢？等一下，我是不是跑到外面去了？会这种存档应该跑到外侧去的吧？加载中。 哦，对，跑错边了。下载中，我跑回原本的出口了。好的，好的，回来。啊，对，我跑回原本的出口了。 所以那边只是绕了一圈而已啊。
Ah, you've returned.
富含钙质，弥补了老人日晒的不足。这边应该是床铺。那所以我要从这边进来。好的，先存档。Open。进入地下墓穴。 嗯，这边是水道。诶。地图越跑越大，到底人呢？先看一下另外一边，黄金弓带着。这个是进来的位置，这边没有东西。好的，来这边看一下。埃及的棋盘游戏，日夫从另一侧手上。哦，好的，明显是埃及的，它在这里有什么用？所以就是原本是埃及的神，然后这边应该原本是埃及风格，结果后来希腊人来了，把它全部改成希腊人的风格，然后后来罗马人来了，再把它全部改成罗马人的风格，大概是这种感觉吧。射娃娃都射完了。埃及文明牌，埃及名牌上面写的一人做的中文受难。棋盘，这边真的没有留时间，会来不及探索。而且我完全不晓得外面的时间跑的都跑到什么程度了。基本上可以直接当做是直线就行了，不太需要去算。对啊，好几个文明都轮替，可是感觉上都失败了。它是要打到身上的哪个部位才会变成黄金像啊？还好上一轮留了很多弓箭。阿克尔像。 跌落上。门打不开。怎么讲？你这游戏如果想要破最后的结局，还是得花时间。应该说，你还是得玩动作要素的部分。
Stop! Do not come any closer. Who are you? I am Kabash. And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors, Trousers, boots, curious here. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want? To what end? That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
哦，取得了。
Now, as for the other plaque. Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was. You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it. Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie. I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is? Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the door. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story. And here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied.
就是有点像是时代更替的感觉。更替。
The true god of the underworld, they desecrated
it,
removing his name and replacing it with
Hades.
Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Keron, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power. And the cycle began anew. It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize. But it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us. And that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more. You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed. You are too late. It is done. It could not have gone any other. Now, the thing of evil. I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built.
我应该跟他说我要帮你毁掉他。那时候我觉得他不一定相信我觉得。
before me, since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks.
这一集又是动作游戏了吗？好，我要去更深入了。
When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many up on my 7th trip. A passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time,
可是你这个东西不要太认真看待，不要，它应该是有真假混掺的。
The ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead. This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories.
这东西应该是有真假混掺的，所以不要太在意。
If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me. I think if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me, for I try to live as I always have by the due to the. As for the punishment that will come from it, I do not know. What could possibly? All I know is everyone so good. Wait. You would plunge into the depth.
对，现在就是 Karate 被 Karen 换掉 ，Karen 再被什么东西换掉啊？又是冒险环节了。带上黄金弓。更久以前的。他头直接转过来耶！一组被侵蚀的路上，苏美人仿佛在保卫自己不受什么。哦，苏美人，真的也是苏美人。希腊、罗马、埃及、基督教。基督教的话，应该是对应到，我不确定，应该是，苏美这边已经没苏美人了，不对，刚刚那一位该不会就是苏美人吧？取得物比异相克，因从那木库猪的临终之言，见证我们的后世为我们哀悼。我们以按神明的要求努力生活，我们一起种植与收获，我们互相分享面包和啤酒，我们热情接纳新人，视为家人。但每当哀悼一个新人，我们家人般的纽带就紧张一分，很快我们就视彼此为陌生人。当纽带终于断裂，我的兄弟姐妹们只为自己种植食物，只管自己一人吃喝。对，他的会掉直接丢下去，因为他觉得下面是更深层的地狱，他爬不上来，所以他觉得掉下去，脆弱并在我们之间空白处生根发芽。内加尔的哨兵已经醒来，我们的路障边大喊大叫，吸取我们的叫。没有下一页，是的。基本上除了我们以外，也没有人会掉下来。毕竟你不晓得会不会回不去嘛。 可是我们基本上就是以这个是，不，我直接被滚石剑一压死了啊！从3个存档点开始，我想说这是什么东西机关，结果就被压死了，走太慢了。毕竟只有我们认真在找名牌啊，对不对？只有我们自己认真在找名牌。好的，这边的话直接从这边就行了。好，捡起来，刚刚已经念过了。这一看就是有机关的东西啊，现在知道。开始洒水之后呢？哦，很古典的陷阱。我有点好奇另外一边，我是有点想把所有路都探过了。那边是监视陷阱吗？哦，看起来是，所以我一定要从这边绕。好，那边如果没有踩那个的话，其实没有踩也没关系，其实。F5，奇怪的物品，一个奇怪的石质物品，类似手提箱，我们永远无法知道它的用途。这边是看得过去而已。过不去，不让过去。那么，先存个档。哦，另外一颗巨石。活动，那边也在洒水了。我觉得洒水机关可能是有用处的。
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise. You will die here. I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true. Very well, I will listen. But why should I? Why? To what end? But why? What business could you have with Osiris? Blasphemous fool! You... Ha, good. I welcome it. I can only hope.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
好的，好麻烦呐。
When I told you that you would not find a way
这边
back
在
up,
极限。
that was not a that you have Very well, I will. Why? Why? To. But why? Blasphemous fool! Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, people, I can open.
好。这个人是不是用唬的啊？难道他是不想讲谎话？是没错啊，可是
When I told you that you, I disagree. You. Very well. Why? Why? To what? But that makes no sense. Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris the god of many names. But the underworld of many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives, so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'at. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now, I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience? I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly. Perhaps there is some truth in that. What is your point? You are persuasive. Very well. I will let you live, and you may do what you will with that plaque. I will remain here for a while and attempt to learn what I can about the foundations of my people's beliefs. Go.
Oh. 好的，不要踩到陷阱。对，就是你要小心，不要踩到他弄细条，真的是这种人要用唬的。哇哇哇哇！不想讲谎话，反而让你会爆炸，真的是。开了，这边原本是锁起来的，那边开的了。哦，是他开的，单寸不烂之舌。嘿，剩最后一个在杜丽手上的名牌了，所以我们要去先把杜丽救出来。
You've returned. Good to see you again, friend. Did you find what you need? I enjoyed our chat.
好的，我觉得有可能要提早有德之人要George。下列礼物是先让他当选，然后把那个旧礼先放出来，这样就可以拿到名牌跟上层给到的钥匙。 不晓得今天可不可以把另外2个结局一起说完，或者至少解一个。哦，还亮亮的。女祭司跑哪去了
Don't you just love springtime?
Springtime.
Salve again, my Sisyphus. Now, I've bounced the idea, but from what he did? Oh, that was unexpected. I wonder what could have possessed. I'll let. All right, friend.
好的哦，所以要先提议让他去竞选才可以。然后我觉得应该，我想会有盖局那个给女祭司吧。
阿飞。
先存档。
What is it, citizen? All right.
应该是要跟他姐姐讲话。Emptyer。
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop. Oh, you. Oh, really? I can see why she worked so hard. Oh, I see. Thank you. Oh. Oh. What? Really? But it's odd. You should go.
On your best behavior, I trust?
先拿到笔记，我记得笔记已经拿过了。
Oh. Oh. What? Really? But it's odd. You should go and.
这条线应该已经差不多就这样了。姐姐这边应该是不会有什么东西的。
What now?
Whatever. 好的。下水道应该没有必要进去了。月亮队友最多拿2个。对，引导都任务快做完了。现在是我不晓得女祭司跑哪去了，我要跟她说我要提早投票。哦，找到了。一亏西啊。
A new face, Arve, and may vest. I don't, I'm afraid. It must be it'll be. Why do you As I said, I'm planning.
今天的电脑比较都一点。
Yes, I have very well. Citizens, it is time. Let us meet.
好的。选举。所以搜索过的东西会再变回来，耶！好那个，好那个，今天好那个。究竟是什么让他那么那个？我看一下，也没有开其他不该开的东西啊。没关系，就这样吧。要等 NPC 都到才行。
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate.
来不及了。
The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who
等一下，
saved
现在变
my
品
life.
种吗？
Rufius.
The man who treated my
哦
rheumatism.
Galerius。
Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision.
所以
Your new magistrate is Gallus
Galerius.
Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say,
选上了。
this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you've put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
很意外。
We're finally alone. A curate. I see. We're all... Now you're... We have? I must... Is that a... Seems rather brash. Nothing really. It won't be long. I dare say... Thank you. I'll be waiting.
他很笃定，一定会有人打破黄金法则。毕竟我们在第二个结局就有人看到他，就是说他就是用这种方法来达成宁氏永生，就是他是因为他是把怎么讲？
Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
It's so lovely to see Dooley out and about again.
Hello? I'm Dooley.
Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer. Are you the newcomer? Oh, sorry. I don't remember things so good. But thank you. You're a big helper. I was locked up, but they let me out again. I'm so happy. You can have my shiny plaque if you want, and maybe you can help me find my treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said he always would. But then he died. But before that, he told me if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious. He gave me a key to the
汽水之类钥匙，好保管，有非常珍贵的东西在高处。
He said there's something very precious way up high. Please help me find it. Please. I had to keep it a secret until I found someone I could trust.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the key.
上部蓄水池与主神庙下，入口应该在那个附近。
Hope you find it. In the systems.
蓄水池里高高的地方。
Hannibal said. Oh, look over there. Something shiny. Is it treasure?
Is it treasure?
It is treasure. I could see it for myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here in the open.
对，我觉得杜弟是不是要？是不是要出番？
No one will mind if I just take it.
《金子般的心》上部蓄水池钥匙，它在主神庙。他不是已经给我了吗？哦，在里面。
That's quite an impressive bow you have there, just like Diana's. 把4块名牌都放到方尖碑上。主神庙是在哪边？他以他们为哦，最上面那边。好的。希腊文名牌。 金子般的心。
I hope you're coping.
上部蓄水池的门在哪边？
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
杜丽，你终究还是错了。杜丽，对，杜丽还是不能放出来，它一定会引发。哇，哇哦！杜丽桑。
Finish the job. Go on.
Everybody run!
反正我们拿到名牌了，接下来就是2个这。哦 ，Dandy with 直接把关键道具拿走才出发。对，真的。如果我没有拿那个名牌，他应该就不会把他抓走啊。所以，应该我看一下，今天的话，来得及把2个结局都玩完吗？我看看。F5。
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
我需要你召集除了身体50以外的所有人，他们做好准备。地震一发就马上到。
What? That's a big. But I doubt I'll.
开头叫一叫才行，然后。
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water.
直接跑到，我还没找到上部蓄水池的门口在哪？哇，怎么？不过，如果我们想要拿到希腊的名牌，一定还是要那个一定还是要把杜地放出来，不然他不会给我们名牌。哦。利用杜地的钥匙打开散布蓄水池钥匙门。钉子般的心。哦，好晃好晃。对，跟就那个自杀的女性一样，要尤利亚，跟旧六尤利亚一样，要先偷一次东西，触犯一次法规才行。哦，好的，应该要触发结局3了吧？大概。
You. Who are you? Did he send you? Do you know you're here? You have to help me escape. What? God, am I going out of my mind? Are you going to let me go or not? How did you know? Wait, did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
好的，我们要来结局，应该是结局3呢。就是有没有？
Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. It's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you were supposed to, you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself, just like that soft-hearted
软弱的阿尔一样。对，这段对话我已经进行过了。
Come now, surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything.
对他其实知道的，但是他变成那干尸，可是他记得那个记忆。
Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you're a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles.
对啊，阿尔
And
看起来
because
就
of
是
that
很
fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life just before he was shot with a golden
上吊自杀是应该是那个时候已经触发那个那天的重置了。
You've caught up to where he was so quickly. I'd have preferred if you'd given me more time to enjoy the trappings of my success. How many extra days did you give me? Just the 5? Not a lot compared with Al, but I've seized every day, nonetheless. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that.
哎，他还帮你算天数哎，好坏
You
哦。
discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Of course, there's no way you could have
因为来这
succeeded.
里最终的打
Every
破
soul
红衣
who
法
has
则
ever
那是不可
found
逆的。
themselves here has broken the
但其实
golden
我们看过，
rule.
就要快点。
It is man will
人性的
always
犯罪，
sin
哪个白
sooner
痴
or later.
第一个白痴就是对
Any
的。
of this, but where others might see tragedy,
意识到其中的契
as
机，
I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat
不打
death
对规避死亡
by
方法，就是不
reliving
断
the
的重
same
复重
day
叠。
over and over again.
他觉得他这样可以达成永生。
And
是啊，他的年龄就被固定在这边，而且他还维持记忆。可是每天都长得一模一样，不会很无聊吗？
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over
可是
again.
每天其他人都长得那么样，你到最后一定无聊到受不了。
Don't you see? I have found a
而
way to
且
prolong my life
他不晓得一件事情，就是我跟阿尔其实最后2个拥有硬币的人，
become in effect as immortal as
所
the
以后面
gods.
他其实找不到人了。
Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself?
他是觉得后面还会有人替补我的位置吗？可是我们在结局的时候，那个 K 荣其实有跟我讲，我跟阿尔的那2个硬币是最后的2个硬币了。
Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bird?
应该是已经不太正常了。
Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
他不是说割他的喉咙，怎么会变成
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
好的，所以前3个结局都是创造时间悖论，他完全不晓得怎么处理这些时候。毕竟死了就死了嘛。啊，至少这次多救一些人了。耶！阿尔又来一次了，这次是救不掉多人了，应该是结局3吧。
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old
杀他无数是吗？也算是啦。
Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina, freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, Scintilla and a handful of other citizens managed to escape, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago. I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing. I
帮助三只鸭杀死了一个打开时空传送门，把你带到过去就是。
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal.
这边应该都是重复的东西。
Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it.
对，差别有差别的地方，应该是后面拿到的石板会不一样。结局2的石板是圣地，他会跟我说你人是他杀的，要我不要自责这种感觉的话，这一次不晓得会是什么样的。 对话，还要先封门。
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else is. You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
结局3算是相对好的结局。结局4，我在想说，结局4会不会是所有被带来 Limbo 的灵魂被释放的结局？应该是。卡住了。
You're back, but you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered?
野珍妮、卡戎或者凯尔丁。
I see.
这只眼睛就不变化。
Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Carol if you like. I do not enjoy.
就是对，有5000人教训，就是让别人直接搞出真相不真相。
That you died, of course. My rule. Most souls would ask yourself. A wise decision.
上次我们看过，他们其实就是我是考古学者，然后阿尔是我护卫，我们被歹徒袭击死掉就对了。结局2有看过，所以就跳过那段吧。1000枚，有生病的人就被带到这边来。要当吗？好啊，也可以。我看看啊。红颜好朋友。眼睛红也好朋友。因为选对道路，或许可以最后把这个问题抛给他。
In light of the path you have chosen, I am just his servant, doing his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins
应该没办法，毕竟我不是
were
客
the
人。
last of the 1,000. There is nobody else to ferry.
好的。
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself. Look! Here comes Al now.
Al,
it's so good to see you. You were
kind of lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. There was a tablet describing an event supposedly the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant. My new friend here, I know how crazy that sounds. How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it.
这次的文字还不一样，我看看。
Take a look.
看的，这次的文字应该不一样。
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read
不知道你
this,
怎么样呢？
but Octavia, Lucretia, Horatius, Equitia, and I will never forget you, or what you did for us. It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is no point dwelling on what might have been. All we can do is take this gift you've given us and try to show others the same compassion you showed us. We promise you that saving our lives was not for nothing. Scintilla et al.
裁缝师跟工具人没有救到，然后奥克塔维亚谁？卢克丽霞，你可以这样。所以很多人没有救到哎。距离。
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted.
杜丽真的是。
Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
第三不少人，至少这次多救了一些人。The ones that got away 3。如果你和冥界之神对抗，会有多少人活下来？有2个没救到，2个吗？其实蛮多的没救到。杜丽就是那种有点认知已经歪掉的嘛。你们跳过吗？哦，可以 ，ESC 跳过。我们直接，12点呢。今天要直接把结局4跑完吗？因为我们其实名牌都拿到了，这样子下一波就 BG 了。我看跑一跑哈，这就结局4，说不定结局4要花挺多时间在那边辩论的。吧。那因为感觉下一次如果结局4也要下一次，说不定玩一玩一下子就结束了。虽然说是可以接着玩别的游戏的啊，不过这种主题式的，我觉得还是，除非出了什么意外，否则尽量不要接到别的东西会比较好。物品栏，隐秘的任务。好的，最后的最后，我们要来跟冥界之神对话了。也要撑不住了嘛？那可能后半段这边就请你看存档了，辛苦喽。杜丽真的是，害死不少人。写完。哦，是这个啊。基督教好朋友。
Salve, friend. I'm welcome to life under the. Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We've all. I used to live. I still. All right. Well, it.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
我不会救到他了吗
No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why?
我不是已经救到他吗？怎么来这边还在触发剧情
I'm stuck for the rest of my.
I know. Please.
I'm sorry, but.
Please help him. Thank you.
You know about that? Well, you don't understand. It's too. If I back. No, I am out. Wherever you are,
哎，为什么会被重置成这样
？I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
哎，为什么进度会整个被洗掉？啊，算了。
I'll have to let everyone know what's happened, and then.
啊，算了，随便。方尖碑。哦，这边4个名牌。F5，随便了，反正已经救过了。F5，好的，我们来面对最后的试炼吧。希望在楼下，在地下跟那位隐士的对谈对结局有帮助。这边还要再这些是呢。你还要知道他所有的名字才可以。我们这边要走一格就存一次档才行了。最早的是那个。诶。哦，不同时代要用不一样的名字啦。最新的这边是罗马，所以要用罗马的名字，所以用布鲁头。然后希腊这边要用那个 Edis， 然后埃及要用那个 Osiris。答错还会被还会震你。原来如此。广报之王，好电，好电，好电，好电！哎，怎么看起来那么……哦，高科技？啊啊！所以真的是实验场吗？所以 Limbo 真的是实验场？哎，是地球哎。
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield.
这是一把非常不配只有的武器，却是不以为耻。
But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know? It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful. Just as you myself so to me. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords, desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be... No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that. This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions. As you wish. It has come to be known simply as the Underworld. It exists because of a wager I made long ago. That is a long story.
3000年前，可是 Carol 都5000年了。
Continues to this day. You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium. No exceptions would be made.
对峙
But seeing that I was agreed,
哦，所以是宙斯跟 Hades 一个毒约。
If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting. There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names.
好，因为刚刚 Caron 的眼睛变红了，我就跟着变红了。哎，要变回来吗？还是？
As well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo.
叶佩晚上好，现在是解最后一个结局。我们看到了最后的，原来所谓的神是外星的高等、高知识、高等生命。 哦，嘿，我有打过招呼吗？因为大家是红颜好朋友，嘿，晚上好。我刚刚有打过招呼吗？我都忘了。
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to bars.
让入口建成通往浴场的竖井，以便能洗掉他们生前的罪孽，并阻止他们逃走。
I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined,
苏美人、埃及人、希腊人，然后罗马人。
Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive.
所以他们到罗马那边就已经
And they all did the same.
差不多硬币就快用光了。
They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten. To ensure the wage was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from the silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind.
哦，所以原本是信物，后来变成银币。
They would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman.
人类从历史中学到的就应该不会学到这里。
Hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original.
哦，所以信物变跟外形是没关系的。
Tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpina's along with it. It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people on the condition that my servant erased his memories. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place, and their priest's pursuit of
为了自己的利益去
Then when the Greeks began
更
to
改
arrive,
经典是很常
they
发生的事
proved
情，对
far
竞争战。
more cunning. And in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place.
对，还是那5个人还是
The
逃
story
出去了。
contained only a seed of truth. Of course.
Of course.
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the
自己的
self-declared
老
rulers
婆
were banquet to celebrate.
想救自己老婆，可是你们这些人
Now this man was unmarried.
每个都不生气，他不
Many women
会不爽才奇怪。
a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat as she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in mind.
就是黄金。
But that was not enough, for the entire city
整
was
个城市都跟他
tainted
走
by her sin.
哦，我知道，因为要整批人完全没有犯罪1年才行，
So I had no
所以
choice but
其他人就是对很带衰的被连坐法，
to make way
因
for
为
a
只要
new
有人犯罪，这一层的人就不算了。
And to this day,
那可是这样子被留在地底下那一个隐者在的情况下，毒液不就永远无法成功达成了吗？
but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, the silent golden sentinels. I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my lord. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my
老者是没被发现。
terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no.
No.
You destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited.
哦，是纪念品。
Prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies. I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with, avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not? Enough. You. I've always know it. For you, perhaps. I'm able to commune with all his faculties. Their ears are my ears. If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask? Then what an odd question. Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations? Or are you going to give me an example? Ah, yes. Death bonds. Taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others. Supposing you're right, then my lord. Now tell me, the merchant, how is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined? I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what you would expect from others. Now tell me, what other... Ah, the tavern keeper, yes. I disagree. Having watched that tavern keeper, that is precisely what you would expect. Applying this rule always requires speculation to... Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man. Supposing you're right. Now tell me. You speak of the money lent, and you would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority. I see. And how long? I fail to see how your system of loans is... Supposing... Now tell me. The midwife in the palace, yes. The rule is do unto others, meaning those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows. They are forsaken. What happens? Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the word. Suppose... Now tell me. Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter? He did so because she sought to escape. It's better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly. Suppose... Now tell me. Do you honestly... I should strike you dumb. Now, did you... Very... Good. Only it has long been within. When I peer into you, I see only a blank slate. As if you did not exist until you were... Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here? If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpine has slumbered for 3,000 years. Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek? Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
黄金法则正在腐化这个城市，并确保你永远不能赢得赌约。头口到底是哪一个？这个时候不能刺激他吧？如果你自己都有罪业，怎么期盼我们帮忙
？How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up. His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. I admit, I have grown disturbed watching her. He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one. True. I have witnessed him doing that. If you're right, my involvement has corrupted the very thing I sought to observe impartially. But if I were to accept that, are you telling me these humans could coexist peacefully, without theft or violence, without my law? How so? And how is that working for you? So you say, and yet your world is still imperfect.
哦，情况真有的问题，我到达完美境，就我们的世界永远都是不完美的，但创造一个乌托邦所需要的暴力，最终造就一个暴力。
You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, It follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Chrysopetes' father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that?
哇，也许他也犯了一个错，也许他想让你放弃赌约，这样子波多塞宾娜就可能从你身边解脱。也许你的威胁不想让伊西恩出现一个潜在的挑战者。也许他把你留在这边原因是你自己的清楚验性。
A mistake, but he is the best and greatest of us. Your words sting me, mortal. But perhaps it is what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now, and I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
哦，就不能飞升了吗？不过，为什么不能前往伊西恩？我们只想回到城市。哦，
Because doing so would violate the rules of my sacred agreement with Jupiter, and you would receive a hostile reception. The best I can do is return you to the land of the living. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this
但前途
moment
开始
will
使
never
你
have
回到这个
taken
时间点的
place,
事件永远不会再
and
发
you
生，
will
你就创造一
create
个
a
悖论。
paradox. What will become of you is difficult
就
to
是你
predict,
干涉自然时间
but
流
that
动的
is the
风险。
risk you
哦
have，taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready? Farewell, mortal.
所以最后是变成牺牲我去救所有的其他人吗？哇！不对，我会被牺牲掉吗？还是就形成悖论就没事了？没有，好像没被牺牲掉，可是神庙就整个毁掉了。哦，隔开，所以应该是把我丢回未来吧。
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
阿尔沃斯。
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Know who you are? I barely remember how I got here myself. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, Just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years? What? Oh, I see. For a moment there, I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
好的，这次反正他就是一副不晓得到底怎么回事的样子。OK 了，这次的话应该就是大部分被抓进来 Limbo 的人都被释放出去，回到原本的位置了，大概是这样。我其实有点好奇，如果我说我是被神明带回来的，那边会不会爆炸？应该会爆炸吧？真的讲的话。
I'm gonna pause here for a moment. You go on it.
好的，先去跟 Karen 讲话吧。最后的最后。
You're back, but you're alone.
这边的话应该就重复东西。我知道你并不是自称的那个人，我记得我曾在2000年以前见过你。
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call. I do that.
那我这边就重复了。这边就跳过吧，反正就是。作者说阿尔是最后2枚哦，刚刚的对话不一样，往后再不会有灵魂接引的无论北方毕竟5千年。世界终于走向尽头。
The underworld has finally run its course. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greek. Well, a long time my.
作者说我的银币是世间仅存的证明，怎么看？
It means. There is nobody else. I see no point in keeping you here.
这边差不多就差不多了。所以基本上对话还是要在那个
Al
迪斯那边聊才行。
It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there, and there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story, and I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
哦，后来说还是跟之前一样简短，所以最主要有1年后居然大微箱，然后这应该是那个仪器里面挖出来的东西吧。
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet, and I found something strange. I'm Sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
Mm-hmm. 这边是那个苏美、埃及、希腊跟罗马。还赚一次写书赚了一笔，真的。
You're finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life. Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man.
他跟那个女祭司在一起了。
I wouldn't change it for the world. I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
会的，会的。
Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you. So you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Oh,
hello.
It's you.
It's you.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius.
我是不是等下看到一点多？
So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable. Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family. And Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us. For all of us. Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself. See you at the wedding, I hope.
你们打算生一个棒球队吗
Hello, I'm Dooley.
Dooley.
Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place.
It's you.
I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now. Galerius got me a box that tells stories. It's my favourite thing. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi there, I'm Horatius. I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life.
Oh.
And reuniting Scintilla with us as well. So, thank you. I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot. But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides. Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind them they are mortal. Remind yourself your precious one isn't one of your possessions, but something given for now, not forever. Thanks. And you. Farewell.
这个应该是那个执政官的军官。
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming. Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is we'll never see him again. Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me. Because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere. He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me. You too. See you around.
他要永生就给他永生。这位是
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew he died 2,000 years ago and was suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So... I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. Oh, she didn't make it. She died from poison while you were in the Great Temple. It was very sad. She was a good woman. And a friend. It wasn't your fault. Decius is to blame. He's here somewhere too. Not that anyone would talk to him. I'm not even sure how he got invited.
等一下，我是不是跳过他啊？我开头没有叫他去救人，所以就有一些人就死掉了。糟糕，这样子啊
！You too.
我要看到所有人，是不是要再跑一次的啊？
Oh, hello.
哇！糟糕！哇！烦呢！这样我们今天先到这边好了，我们下礼拜再跑最后的那个。对，我们下礼拜再跑，要把每个人都看完，应该。对，要再说服宙斯一次。我们下礼拜再来跟大家再看一次吧。糟糕，有一些人死掉了。啊，对，那个也跳楼自杀了，对不对？好，我们下礼拜，好吧，我原本想说下礼拜。这礼拜把它解决掉的，结果辛苦大家多看一个小时了。哎呀，糟糕！眼睛先变回来。那么就BGA可能要下礼拜再来玩哦。大家辛苦了。那么今天已经1点了。应该大部分人都已经关台了吧？对，应该大部分人都关台了。那么今天应该就先到这边，大家辛苦了。 那么我们下礼拜就来，下礼拜应该会先强制轮回之后，再去跟那个黑帝时代抬杠一次，哦，把所有人都看过一遍。对，大家辛苦了，那就我看就切结尾吧，不要拖太久，大家早点休息。那就照顺序，我看看从哪边开始哪边啊。好，从叶开始，叶辛苦了，我要斯密，晚。太高辛苦了，我要斯密，嗷辛苦了，我要斯密，晚安。Chester 辛苦了，我要斯密。然后认辛苦了，我要斯密。小叶子晚安，我要斯密。古丁晚安，我要斯密。吃晚安，我要斯密。嗜血晚安，我要斯密，辛苦了。太高晚安，我要斯密，辛苦了。坦坦晚安，我要斯密。好晚安，我要斯密。小风晚安，我要斯密。赛高晚安，我要斯密。我还有谁没有讲到吗？看一下。赛高Chester 认，应该都讲到了吧？那么大家辛苦了，感谢大家跟到那么晚。那么今天应该就直接祝大家有个好梦了。晚安，我要斯密。拜拜。